Welcome back, business besties. I'm so happy that you're here. I love our solo episodes. Today, we're going to be talking about, are you ready for group practice? I know some of you are already floating in the group practice amazingness, but some of you are still afraid, right? And not only afraid, but really sitting in doubt. And I want to share my journey more emotionally, like how I decided to take the leap, because I know it's such a big leap, isn't it? It's a transformation of self. It's where you become a boss, which I believe is a really big deal and scary. And I just want to support you and guide you because for so many of you, it is a higher version of yourself that is waiting. And maybe for others, it's just not the right choice. So we're going to go through all the things together. Are you ready? Before I get into it, I want to say thank you for sharing the podcast. I think that because I'm helping you grow your business, it could sometimes be when we're not coming from a place of abundance, we don't always want to share. Right? Because we feel like we're in competition with the other people in our town. But I know I can see it. You guys are not those people. You're coming from a place of abundance where you're saying, this is helping me and I'm going to share it with a peer and a colleague because I know that it will help you. And there's an ocean of clients out there. There's enough for everyone. There's enough for everyone. And that difference that you're making for that therapist is just such a big deal. So thank you from the bottom of my heart. I also am noticing that a lot of you are now working with me. You're coming from the podcast, which is such a beautiful journey. I feel like I open my heart to you every single week, especially in these solo episodes. And it's just so beautiful to now be actually co-creating this new dimension of your life. I want to start by just connecting with ourselves. Will you close your eyes for a second? If you're driving, please don't. Just connect with your heart if you are driving, but I really want you to notice, how do you feel when you think about starting a group practice? And I want you to notice the fear that might be there, but also if there's anything else there. Because as we know with internal family systems and IFS, there's many parts of us. There's a part of you that's probably quite excited and feels confident and has clarity. Then there might be another part, and I see this with my members, that is afraid. And we'll talk a little bit about that. I think it's fear of letting other people down, fear of not doing it well as a boss, fear of failure, which we'll get to. Now, for me, I actually felt really excited. Just the thought that I could be a boss in this lifetime, coming from the family that I came from, coming from the lineage and the past and the childhood that I had the freedom that I could start a big business and be a boss. And I didn't have to work for a corporation and rely on somebody else to make a decision if I could get a raise and move up and maybe be a boss, that I could make that choice. I felt powerful. Just the thought of it, do you resonate at all? I felt like that felt exhilarating for me. I love the idea of wearing many hats. I love variety. Just doing therapy was amazing. That's all I thought was available to me. And I felt so grateful. 15 years. I think I'm good. I think I'm a pretty good therapist. I put my heart and soul into it. I know that I co-created with my clients a huge difference. And I've said this before, I was sick of hitting the ceiling in my income, but I also craved something more, but also something with variety. And what drew me, and I'm wondering if notice how you're feeling as I'm saying this, what drew me to the group practice was that I could wear many hats. That's exciting for me. That I could not only be a therapist, but be a supervisor and be a CEO, and I could be creative. You see, I don't know if you know what the Kolbe is. I've done podcast episodes on this. I would Google it after. I'll also put a link to the Kolbe in the show notes. So it's Kolbe. Okay. We use it for hiring. I suggest if you have the cash flow to invest in this, but it teaches us and it specifically tests how people operate. What is your operating system and how you get things done? And I am a high quick start, which means I get bored easy. I actually love risk. I feel fully alive when there's change. Now, you could be low in quick start and none of that, like this is actually making you want to throw up. You're like, none of that sounds exciting. So again, you want to check in. The thing that I did not love about having a group practice was the managing the people part, to be honest. Because here's the truth. Building anything is very hard work. It's like you're building a house from absolutely scratch. And that is amazing and exciting because wow, look at this legacy, or you can even sell it one day, but it is hard work. Now that didn't scare me. I actually enjoy working hard. I don't know what it is. I see it in one of my kids. I really feel and love this sense of accomplishment. I love the dopamine hit. I love building, and I know I'm here to be a creator. So the hard work didn't scare me. I'll get to the managing people in a second, but one thing that I vividly remember when I became pregnant with twins was thinking, okay, so there's two kids and there's two of us, and we've just become parents. How does that work? You know what I mean? Two cribs, two high chairs, two strollers, two babies, breastfeeding. I have two breasts. But like, I feel like it's just a lot. And then I had this thought that, wait, Nicole, you can do hard. I can do hard. So I had the thought, oh my God, it's going to be hard. And then another part of me, that strong, powerful part that I want you to tap into right now, jumped in and said, baby, you got this. You can do hard. Think back, Nicole, you came from a freaking trailer park. You got out of it. You got into school. You did your master's. And I'm talking to you. Look at all those things that you overcame. I'm so proud of you. Look at how strong you are and all of those things that got you to today, that brought you to my voice in this moment. You can do hard. Back to managing people though. So for me, I loved supervising the clinical piece, helping the clients, supporting them in that way. It's so juicy. It's truly who we are. We love it. The other stuff, like just managing the different personalities, like I need this day off, like all of that, I did not love at all. But here's the beautiful thing that I want you to know that is so different than any other job. Any other job, if you get a corporate job for an agency, maybe you're working full time right now, this is going to resonate. Or if you're solo, it's just you. You do all the things and you just have to suck it up. Right? It's like, yes, you're living your best life maybe, but there's going to be things that you have to do that you cannot delegate. But what was so thrilling to me about a group practice is, wow, I could live a life where I actually don't have to do the things that I don't love. I could offload the paperwork, the admin. Don't love that. What if I hired an admin? What if I had somebody eventually, this all comes over time and hard work and investment, but what if I didn't have to manage the people? And I teach you this if we ever work together. So first you're going to get admins, multiple admins to manage all the days and times. Then you're going to get a clinic manager and eventually an operations manager. So eventually I didn't have to manage as much and I could show up, still connect with the team, of course, and be a culture champion and be so present, or try to be as present as I could building this thing, but at least I had help. If you build a group practice, you can hire those people to where it's their zone of genius to do the things that is not your zone of genius and you do not enjoy. It's also an investment in money. Of course, you're building a house. You're going to want to have a better website. You're going to want to advertise to get traffic to this website. Now, I teach you, if we ever work together, that there's cheaper ways, and I've taught you this on the podcast as well. There's cheaper ways to do it. You don't have to do Google Ads right away. I would update your website, but there's templated websites that you could use at the beginning until you have cash flow. So if you don't have the money to grow at the beginning, it does not mean that you won't grow. Know that. It doesn't mean you won't grow, but it does mean you'll just grow slower. And that's perfectly okay. What I did, I didn't get a loan, but I did get money. I had to pull money out of savings and invest in a website, pull money out of savings, invest in Google Ads. Then the Google Ads were feeding me and I reinvested and reinvested. But if you think about it, if you want rapid growth, then that's going to cost money because even rooms are costly for furnishing and rent and all the things, right? So just know that, but know that maybe, and let me tell you, fast growth is overwhelming. If I was to do it again, honestly, I would probably grow slower. I felt like I was my son is obsessed with roller coasters. He makes me go to Wonderland. I don't go on the roller coasters though. I make his dad do it. We were just there last week and I felt like I was on a roller coaster, like for 3 whole years. So if I was to do it over again, I would probably say, God, Nicole, what's the rush? Enjoy. Because I was going so fast, I don't think I took a breath. So it's okay. Or if you're like, I love roller coasters, then perfect. I can teach you that. I've done that before. But know that if you're like, I just want to go slow, I'm going to go at the rate of cash, I'm only going to grow as the cash comes in, you can do that too. But either way, it is an investment. I think the absolute hardest part for me, and check in with yourself, because of course I'm helping you make a decision in this podcast today, was trust. And we have coaching conversations every single week about this. And it wasn't so much trusting the universe that it was all happening, because I just know in my bones, in my soul, that I came here for something big. I know that. It's like a knowing. It feels like truth. I don't know if you relate to that. Like some things, when you think of it, it just feels like truth. This is going to happen. That's literally why I'm here. But for me, it was actually the people. So trusting others, trusting my admin that they will do a good job, letting go of my reputation and putting it into a stranger's hands that I met an hour ago, or what felt like an hour ago on Indeed. And that brought up all sorts of micromanaging parts for me. So just know, if you're afraid of that, I think it's okay. You can still be successful. Just the truth is, you don't need to be perfect. I think that showing up authentically with your team and just sharing, because there's a power dynamic. You're the boss and you pay for their life, right? That's a power dynamic. That doesn't work for culture. So we actually want to, because why that doesn't work is it can lead to power struggles. And how we level the playing field is to show up with vulnerability. Thank you, Brene Brown, for all of that. With letting go of shame and fear and just showing up as a human authentically, and saying that you might notice that I'm double checking your work, or you might notice that I'm double checking that you did that thing. And I want you to know that actually, it's really hard for me. And just talk about your fear, because the moment you hide it, because shame takes over, then it has a hold on you and power over you. Because your people, those future people that will be on your team. I heard this, I just had a chat with Stacy about this in coaching yesterday, that she's like, some of them think that I hate them. And I hear that a lot from bosses, like they think that I hate them. So they put you on a pedestal. Take yourself off the pedestal. Because isn't it funny that they look up to you? They think that you hate them, but little do they know that you're so afraid. Isn't that so fascinating? The other day, I think it was also yesterday in coaching, also, there was 3 people. And I hope this is helpful, by the way. I know you're not in group practice yet, but I hope this is helpful, kind of giving you a sense of what it's like. 3 of my most amazing therapists, and all of them, one was hiring an admin, and the other 2 had just hired their very first hire. It's happening, Nicole. Oh my God, it's happening. Like, I'm here now. I'm close to the line, like the edge, the ultimate edge of my comfort zone. And I'm about to transform into a boss. And they were terrified. They were terrified. Isn't it amazing that we can want something so badly and at the same time be so scared? But what they were forgetting in that moment was their power, that they are so powerful beyond measure. And that just by showing up open-hearted, leveling the playing field, telling people, I'm afraid too, is the best thing that you could do, because guess what? So are they. So are they. You're afraid to be a boss, but you know what? Though the admin that you're about to hire and that therapist that you will hire is also afraid. They also want to please you and do a good job. They're more afraid. They are 10 times more afraid. You're their boss. Do you remember being a boss? I was always afraid of them a little bit. For me, it was so freeing to realize, well, wait, we're just all afraid. So let's just give it up. Let's just lay it on the table and tell each other and let it go. And then we can get into co-creation and what we're actually here for. It is a lot of work. How do you feel? I want you to go back, drop into your heart, and check in. Moving into a group practice, building any business is a lot of work. If that is exciting for you in any way, because on the other side of your comfort zone is a whole new life, and that's what you're here for, isn't it? to level up, to step into your power, to be that next version of yourself, that role model for your kids, to push through the fear. And just know that that fear is your nervous system. That fear is normal and will never go away. We know this as therapists. This is our body. Let's thank our body. Thank you for wanting me to survive. Thank you for popping up and wanting to keep me safe. And I'm going to take a deep breath and I'm going to do the next step. One thing that I teach all of my members is pick easy. So it is not easy to build a big business and a group practice and become a boss and all of those things. You're managing people. I don't know if you're going to love that. You might love that. Some of my members love that. It's an investment. It's hard work, all of those things. One thing that I teach though is have your background music be ease. Here's what I mean. And for me, it was working with a coach. And if you're not ready to work with a coach yet, just go through every single podcast I've ever released. You'll learn a lot. And this is what I mean. If you hire the right people and you know how to do that, I teach my members a 6-step hiring model. It's much easier if you hire the right people. It's much easier if you're not overpaying them and your contract is built right. And so for me, the best thing I ever did, thank you to my younger self, is I paid to avoid mistakes. I said, I'm going to find a coach. I'm just going to do what she says because I want to do it right. And I just want easy in a world where the bricks are heavy and you're building this house. And my God, some days it's exhausting and you're just like, holy cow. And you lose sight of your vision even. At least you have a coach that says, actually, you know what? That brick doesn't go there. Actually, you want a door there, not a wall. Also, picking easy is to acknowledge and embrace that you are a baby boss. You don't have to be perfect. No baby is perfect. Just really looking at, okay, how do I teach my kids when they were babies? Naturally, I didn't have high expectations of them. Can I give the same grace to myself? But one thing I did is I hired baby therapists, interns. So if you are really high in self-doubt, imposter syndrome, instead, I would not hire fully licensed people, hire the students. Hire the students and train them, or hire the pre-licensed, we call them qualifying in Canada, and just train them. It's going to be less intimidating. I mentioned a second ago that it is an investment in a group practice of money at the beginning until you have cash flow. It's kind of like feeding itself. What I loved about interns and pre-licensed therapists is that you keep more. You pay them less because they get more of your time through supervision and training. So that could be helpful as well. We were like, ooh, I'm a baby boss. I'm not feeling super confident and I want more cash flow at the beginning. That could be a good choice. That's the choice that I made. Self-doubt is expensive. I want you to take that away, isn't it? What is it costing you? I know for some of you, if it's a yes and you're like, okay, no, I want this. I am clear. I want this. It's just the self-doubt. I want this sentence to empower you that self-doubt is expensive. What if you were to start a year ago? I invite you to my Facebook group. I have a free Facebook group where we hang out over there. I know most of us are on Instagram. I love you over there. I love chatting with you and giving you strategies, but I'm going to put a link to my Facebook group for community because it's key to see people ahead of you. That really helped me overcome the fear. If the self-doubt is still there, let's move it with a tribe, a free tribe on Facebook. There's a ton of us over there. Come and join the Facebook group. I'm going to leave you with this. Don't listen to the people that are close to you. Listen to the people that are close to your goal. Don't listen to the people close to you. I know they're going to hate me. Listen to the people that are close to your goal because the people that are close to you want to keep you in a box because they love you. I still remember sitting in my hot tub with Dan and saying, babe, now that I'm retired, I'm kind of bored. I'm wondering if I should take this to therapists. And he turned back to me with love. And he said, I don't know. But is there enough of them? Like therapists? I don't know. There's just seems super niched. Do you think there's enough of them? And in that moment, I'm so happy I did not listen to my husband. Love you, Dan. I love you so much. And I'm so glad I didn't listen. Because the people close to you, they don't want to see you fail, but that is their stuff. that's not yours. Don't take it on, and keep listening to the people that are close to your goal. And I'll see you next week.